These are devotions for people at a social distance. Today is Giving Tuesday, and so I thought I would take a few moments to reflect on the idea of generosity and our practices of generosity. I'm going to read this passage, Proverbs 11:24 and 25. Some give freely, yet grow all the richer. Others withhold what is due and only suffer want. A generous person will be enriched, and one who gives water will get water. We're living in strange times, of course, difficult times, and one of the issues that arises when you're living in difficult times is how do you deal with the question of generosity? We know and understand absolutely that there are people who are struggling financially, not working, unable to work, unable to maybe in some cases access the government support that is made available to people for various reasons. These are tough times for a lot of people. And sometimes the temptation is, well, let's not talk about generosity. Everyone needs to, just take care of themselves right now. And obviously, if you're in a position where you need to take care of your own needs first right now, that is the priority. But I don't think that means we shouldn't be talking about generosity. Generosity is something that is absolutely vital. What happens and what's going to happen in weeks and months to come is, as a result of this crisis, as a result of the economic shutdown that has come with it, what's going to happen is that money is going to start flowing. That's just a natural outcome because people aren't shopping and people aren't buying, but also because the impulse will be in times of great fear, well, you're going to hold on to whatever you have. We've already seen that happening, of course, with people hoarding various items. Well, the temptation will also be to hoard whatever wealth you have. And that is actually a very dangerous thing for all of us, because as everyone does that, money stops flowing, the economy naturally stops, and the wealth of everyone is actually based on money moving around. And one of the huge problems we've had in recent years, economically speaking, is that those who have managed to accumulate wealth to themselves have just held on to it and built larger and larger fortunes. And that has created economic problems for everyone. It's really important for you, for your health and well-being, to find ways to give. And yeah, maybe you're not going to be able to give in the ways you did before. And maybe your priorities for giving might change. When I say, everyone needs to participate in giving, I don't think that means that everyone needs to be giving to the church. Yes, in some cases, and as God directs you, that should be on your list. But maybe God needs to be directing us in some other directions of giving right now, especially as organizations like food banks, for example, are dealing with huge needs. So we need to find ways to give. And if you don't have excess money, that's fine. There are other ways in which you give, whether that's taking care of your neighbors, whether that's reaching out and helping somebody else, whether that's sewing and making supplies for people on the front lines. You've heard some of the stories of what people are doing. We all need to find some way to participate. Why? Because if we simply grasp whatever we have and hold on to it and think we will find security in that, we are lying to ourselves. Security is not actually found. It's contrary to what seems logical and reasons, but it's not true. Some give freely, yet grow all the richer, because that's how things work. So simply holding on to what you have isn't going to keep you safe. Learning appropriately and responsibly and responsively to what's going on to practice generosity will bring you enrichment and blessing in perhaps surprising ways. But that is the truth. So yes, I would invite everyone to participate in Giving Tuesday. It's actually really that important that we find ways to practice generosity, maybe especially now. God, I know people are giving. And it may be monetary gifts given through clicking on the internet or through the mail. It may be by reaching out and helping a neighbor, or going and doing an errand for them, or sewing, or otherwise creating supplies for those who need them to respond. I pray that you would take every gift of generosity and multiply it many, many times over, because that is what you do. And that you would multiply blessing to the givers and to the receivers, because that is what you do. Amen.